Hey, welcome. So, what if I told you that the secret to hitting your biggest goals wasn't about winning more, but about getting way better at losing? It sounds kind of crazy, right? But that's exactly what we're diving into today. The art of losing to win. All right, let's jump right in. Just look at this number for a second 1,000. Any idea what it represents? I'll give you a hint. It's tied to one of the most important inventions, maybe ever. And that number, well, it leads us perfectly into our first section here, the myth of 1,000 failures. We're going to take apart the famous story behind this number and see if we can totally flip how we think about what it means to fail. Yep, you got it, 1,000. That's how many times Thomas Edison supposedly failed before he finally invented the light bulb. Just let that sink in. I mean, can you imagine if he'd just given up on try number 999? Our world would literally be a much darker place. That story about Edison is the perfect setup for our next big idea. Failure is not the opposite. This is where we get to the core of it all, a huge mindset shift that can totally redefine the role failure plays in your life. So, when we hear the word failure, this is pretty much what pops into our heads. It sounds so final, doesn't it? It feels like hitting a brick wall. Game over. The end of the story. But what if that definition is just wrong? Take a look at this. This idea is everything. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's the part of success. Think about that. It's not a roadblock on your path, it is the path. And you can really see the two ways of thinking here. The old view, right? It puts success versus failure. It's a fight. One has to win, one has to lose. But the new view, it sees it as a process. Failure leads to learning, and that learning is what leads to success. They're actually on the same team. Okay, so getting the concept is one thing, but actually putting it into practice, that's the real game changer. And that brings us to this really simple, actionable framework I'm calling your 3-step fuel plan. And honestly, it's as simple as it looks. First, you have to welcome it. Stop being afraid of failure. Just see it as a totally normal, even useful part of getting anywhere. Second, you have to learn from it. After any setback, your one and only job is to pull out at least one key lesson. What did you learn? And third, and this is the magic part, you use it. That lesson is the fuel for your next try. It's not a stop sign, it's a green light telling you to go again, only this time, you're smarter. And when you start to put this all together, that new mindset plus this practical plan, you begin to master something incredibly powerful. You unlock what we're calling the art of winning. So here's the bottom line. The next time you face a setback, the next time things just don't work out, your goal isn't to run away from that feeling. No, don't run from failure. Shake hands with it. Seriously. Look at it like it's a guide, a teacher who just gave you a vital piece of the puzzle you needed to move forward. It's not your enemy, it's your ally. And that really brings us right to the heart of this whole thing. If you remember one thing, remember this. Because the art of losing, of welcoming those lessons, of shaking hands with it, that is the art of finally winning. So, I'll leave you with a question to take with you. Think about what you're working on, your big goals, your challenges, and just ask yourself, what will you win from your next loss?